facilities were created in-house, heat treatment also. So that the customer is happy because he is doing in front of his eyes and it is going to be there and coming back. But it is not going to give good returns. But still, you have to, product needs it, you have to do it. This is a product requirement. That is how we develop many of the facilities back into the line and try to get the knowledge and technology as well as getting into the product line in a better quality. And in that process, we could develop the component up to 2012 and 2014, a 5-gram component, 220-ton assembly. These are the things which we could do it. With of course, different machines are there. With all this, we could go one end to other end. And here, another thing I would like to tell you is, people say outsourcing, but ours is more, outsourcing is the one which we always hate. We always go for insourcing. Something is required, okay, how many components are to be done? So why not we do, next year also we are going to get the order, let us buy an equipment. That's how we were doing it. There are certain decisions are bad, but the decisions helped us to get into the better product in future. But so this different products we have developed. If you see the expertise of the products, I can tell you in brief. One is nuclear side. The top one what we are seeing is the nuclear reactor is a PHWR, our Canadian reactor, which all the core components, what comes out is manufactured by MTR. All core components are manufactured MTR because they are going to see the real radiation or pressure, temperatures of the liquids that are going through in primary heat transport system. So the quality standard should be highest of the order. And number two, the bottom one, the next is nothing but Bhavini, they call it as. That is a Kalbakam reactor. And we supplied the fuel loading system, mass and fuel loading system, reactor control system, reactor flux monitoring or heat monitoring or pressure monitoring systems we have supplied. That means we are just in the core of the whole line. Of course, the vessel and all are supplied by L&T. A small company, a medium company like MTR could make all the components. This is from design to fabrication to adopt and supply and test and install. This is what we could do it. See one end to other end. That is the entry we could do it. And second is defense. You saw that is nothing but Agni 1. Agni 1, we are the people who machine it, integrate it. All coating standardization has been done by us. Integrate it, test it in-house in MTR itself, and then supply. Here, apart from BDL, we are the only one who integrates. BDL integrates the Agni, but we are the second party who it integrates and supplies. So third, the right side, Vikas engine. So this is where I would like to tell the technology of Vikas engine which has come in. Vikas engine is nothing but the liquid engine which is being used in PSLV. Every one PSLV has got one Vikas engine inside it. This is being developed from the last 20 years back, and we, along with Godrej, it is a consortium we made in such a way that they make one part and we make another part. Together we supply. This is how it's running. 20 years we have been running along with Godrej with a consortium perfectly well, and all the Vikas engines have been shipped and they have been fired, all the things, and it is in the line. Similarly, Cryo engine is the same expertise, LS service, because these are the type of, we went into the machining. We didn't stop at machining. We did do the small assemblies. And then we went into the full assembly and testing. Unless otherwise you walk into the second and third line, we have nowhere. Only machining means it's all gone. So that is why we try to graduate to a level where we have our own niche line into the market. So ball screws is the one which we have made our own product. Today you have seen Akash is being fired. Every Akash missile has got one ball screw supplied by MTR. So then what we saw is, so how to come out, we have got so much of expertise. Expertise maybe you can say that served all the 4 sectors, space, defense and power and nuclear. Expertise in welding, assembly, testing and machining. Expertise in aluminum, stainless steel, Inconel, as well as other titanium and other alloys, and as well as the culture, the quality culture, repeatability you have to build it, and skilled labor and reliability. These are the things which is a matrix. We try to solve this matrix where it can take us into a global arena. Then that's why we went into the next step of global line. So we tried to create new markets, new business models, and geographical barriers we tried to cross and mix and match the combined initiative. And trying to see again a niche market so that you don't have to face problems again. Then we went to the Bloom Energy. We are the hot boxes manufacturer for Bloom Energy, where solid oxide fuel is being, that is the future of the whole line. solid oxide fuel is going to be producing the power, and Bloom Energy hot boxes, we are the one, and another Taiwanese company, we two only are making and supplying to Bloom. To establish the whole product took a lot of problem for us. This started some 6 to 7 years back. We struggled a lot to develop the product. We developed, it's a number game again, call it time game, all we had to cross. We had faced problems. It's not a simple thing. We went ahead and went down, up and down. All the things happened in the last decade. And we have seen ups and downs of that. Now we have stabilized and went ahead with a strong thing. Even Bloom Energy also is going in a big way. And we said that we are the good supporter of the Bloom Energy and we're going ahead. So for that, we tried to create a separate setup, export-oriented unit, a different line. And we got those technologies like vacuum furnace performance we have seen. And actually we tried to expand our facilities because again, there's going to be investment. We have invested. We have invested for brazing furnaces. And brazing furnaces normally being imported from US. But we, along with our Hindhai Vacuum, developed a vacuum brazing furnace for us, which along for us, within 6 months they developed and gave us. And our order, I can tell you, this is the flexibility of a private system, which I have seen, which I could not see in government or private. In 48 hours, we placed an order. 48 hours, we placed an order. And in 6 months, the furnace is with us. So it will never ever happen in any government setup, which I have been seeing it. It takes at least, maybe in 10 years back, it is 1 year to place an order. Now I think it takes 2 to 3 years to place an order, definitely. But this is what it happens in any private sector, where that is the biggest advantage we have to gain. This is where we have to hit the thing and get the order. So when Bloom Energy saw this development, they immediately opened the gates for us. The one which we were making around 18 numbers per month, boxes, Bloom boxes, they just slowly we shot up to 72 per month, sir. 72 per month. It's the greatest number which we could do. They are asking now 108 and the numbers goes on increasing. If they got a good Korean order and they're going to get into the line. If that is going to be the one, this is the one which we have achieved. Whatever we have done, that matrix solving has given the results. So apart from the resource planning, we did the line production. We went into the lean manufacturing line. Totally lean manufacturing line, which we made, it is a new culture for us. Because we didn't go to the lean manufacturing earlier and we have faced a lot of problems with the Bloom supply, export supply. Why I am telling is in export supplies means these are the problems you are going to face. And we had a lot of problem to come out of the thing. Somehow we developed in the last 1 year and it has been developed and is going up. So we did some process improvements which they asked some and we developed ourselves some of the indigenous products we have developed and put in there. They themselves are taking now and supplying to the Kaori, that is Korean company, Taiwanese company, and they are supplying from here the item and they are getting it assembled. And we are going in many more products in the same line which they were happy. The Inconel fins and a lot of things we're trying to develop the indigenous components in that and trying to give them. So this transformation, total thing took place from 2008 to 2012. This is where I said that matrix solving started from 2008. But our misfortune, whatever it may be, 2008 is the year when it fell the total economy. But still we are trying to survive, trying to come out and do the thing. So that is why if you see my figures, the production, this turnover figures, it jumps ups and downs. So if you see the blue is nothing but the domestic market and then export market. Here what happens, domestic market always goes ups and down. All these three, defense or aerospace or space or nuclear, all ups and downs it happens. But there should be some line of the whole thing. So the export gave us the good line. But export also we got trouble in 2015-16 because we could not do the good culture there. We have to bring a good culture, how the export can be done with lean manufacturing and other techniques. Once we have shown the lean manufacturing, 2016 we have demonstrated, 2017-18 has seen the good number. And we are going to have much more bigger number than what it is going to be done in this year. This is how the figures are going to go up. So this is where we said that 2008 to 2012, we did a retrospective study of the whole system and trying to come out. So to get a big ideas, so we have to sit and see around what are the things which we can do it. And second thing is the polarization away from the middle. Actually you stay in the middle, move a little, don't move more. Move a little and see polarization, whatever is happening around and all. And stick to the core competency. Never ever get out of the core competency. We have gone out of our core competency, went into some zones and we burnt our fingers in 2010, 11 and 11, 12. Some of the areas, that is where the graph was down. We went into the area, where it is a normal production line can be done, where profitability is not much, where where the profitability is not much, margins are low, which tolerances are open. We try to do more tolerance open. The fellows who are doing tolerance in the times of 5 micron and 10 micron, ask them to do it 0.1. Fellow cannot do it, he cannot understand. We burnt our fingers. So simply we said, sorry, we'll get back to our line. So even though there is a manpower idle, some of the areas we try to bring back to the normal. So we have to hold the manpower and do it, otherwise it became difficult. This is how we have got. And third is questioning the existing product concepts. Actually we try to see, that's how the Bloom has done. We see the existing product concept and then try to develop a better way, and happy, customer was happy. We worked with the customer all the line and then get through. This is how we work. We worked with it is something like our C.K. Prahalad, core competence. You go into core competence and leverage your areas. That is what we did. And third, co-create the product. Right? Go with the customer, co-create it. When you go co-create it, he will not go out of your hands because you are going along with the design, etc., everything. So next time he will come to you only. He will not look for somebody. Even though in government also we had this problem. Any critical assemblies are there which a party has developed, you can go on a single tender basis and place an order. Definitely, nobody can question it. So that sort of a co-creation you create so that you will become only one manufacturer and it comes to you. That is possible. So C.K. Prahalad is the one which I always say all the three formulas have been applied. Leverage, core competence, and co-creation. So there is no limit what a man can do so long as he doesn't care who gets the credit of it. So this is what, so before I end up, I have got 3 points to make. Number one, I think Sundaram Saab was telling that there is a creation of a group and all it's made. I just would like to give a small example in Hyderabad. In 2008, Mr. Ravindra Reddy, who was the main man behind, technical man behind this, has created a association called Samuha. You might have heard Samuha. In Adibatla, there is an aerospace park creation, a Samuha. There are around 27 industries come together and put a establishment around 78 or 120 acres they took and then take everything and then started. It was happened in 2008. The idea behind the whole thing is, suppose somebody comes with the drawings, we make the final assembly and supply. He says, there is a competent mechanical guys, there is a competent machining guys, there is a competent testing people, there is a competent electronics guys, there are competent sensor guys. Everybody will be established because they have their own core competent things have been divided, and even a testing center where not only testing of mechanical, electronics, all the testing center, vibration equipment, all the things can be created in one area. A person comes with a drawing and he makes the component out. This is what he has a thought, 2008. But of course, 2008, the markets went down and he could not. But it has come out, but it didn't happen. So why it didn't happen? I think better to redress the thing, why it didn't happen. It didn't happen. One of the reasons I could see is the competition. If two people compete, they never complement. They always compete. So here what happens is, a product can be manufactured by two people. Maybe one is good at machining, other may be good at something. Let them share the thing and go as a complementers. One fight the other. So L1 goes down and then finally negative. Why not a complement two people each other and help each other and both will benefit. And even I can tell you that even the customer also get benefited. So this sort of a thing has to come out. A complementers have to come. So somehow it was expected that they're going to be complementary. It didn't happen. So because of that, a lot of problems. So that is why connecting manufacturers, their manufacturers should get connected. Your core competence, next core competence, like that, you make a value chain. Who are all there? Bring the value chain and take their own parts and go do it. Then I think you can demonstrate, even any customer can come to you and give 1 point solution. But it's simple to say, very difficult to implement, let me tell you. Because it's a simple to say, but difficult to implement. But if you will to do it, it can be done. Because not only example I can tell you with Godrej, one I am doing it, another one also we are doing, Dahlia, actuator project. It is being done by us, as you have been telling, sir. 2008 was the order placed. We supplied 2.5 sets. Nobody is interested in HAL because they want to get from Moog. So we were trying to push the case, but still, ourselves and Godrej, we didn't leave it. We just pushed the case, somehow we want to make it. So these are the things, if two people come together, understand each other, there will not be any problem. But that coming is one of the difficult things, but you have to understand and get together. And if you're 10 or 15 people come together and get their own lines drawn and then do it, value chain is easy. Any foreign supplier, any advanced market fellow will come and stay with you only. You will not go anywhere. When it can happen in Europe, why it cannot happen in a small place in us? This is what I have seen, another thing. Third thing is finance parts. As you are told, finance is one of the most difficult things any private sector to run. Because in public sector, I didn't see, I had a problem. Let me tell you, I also, when I took Medani, I was in negative. What you said is correct, sir. I think this was not only to defense, this is to atomic energy also. Recently, there is a big they called us, what are the problems? Why don't you come and tell what are the problems? One simple example I had, one slide. 100 crore order if I am going to execute. You place an order. I have to spend 126 rupees. It came out, 26 rupees are going to the bank, neither to you, not to me. Either by way of EMD